6 damage here, 3 damage here. We get a very strong blocker and a better lethal target. So we wasted 3 damage and we got 5. And this is the first time you probably seen this Paragon in Standard. And make our own luck while also life gaining. Man, this is so cool. Listen, I will definitely plot a sweeper. Oh my god. Oh, sweeper plotted 3 steps ahead, ready with literally all modes, right? I think we will have enough mana. Extra hit. Man, this is actually pretty cool, because we can take the reef. Okay, so let's mill myself, because he has some synergies. I had 3 lands on top. If I didn't mill, I would lose. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and guys, I really want you to see today's video. We have super cool deck, super cool games, like it. I promise it will be all awesome. You will even see Invasion of Ravnica, a card I've been asked to use for literal years, being flipped and carrying out the game. Like, how cool is it? And with Oko and Voices of Zhalfir, you can create so much pressure on board from nowhere with haste that you can flip the battles very easily. So the deck is kinda, you know, pretty good. Alright, let's go into games. If you aren't subscribed, you know, we delivered Sultai as promised, because the last video performed well. So if this one performs well, we can make even more. I really enjoy Sultai, so I hope you'll have as much fun as I did. Alright, we're going first. We have pretty nice hand. We have green mana from the Celestus if we really need to. Let's start with this one, so we can unlock the counter spell and potentially Path of Prayer. It's still red. Everything is red. At least you know which format you're playing. Alright, so I'm roasting Standard so hard today. But you know, there's so many red. Yep. Cool. So we will talk about it in a second. There's so many aggro decks in Standard. It's incredible. And it's more and more every day. So I think we go with Celestus. This is such a big play, and let's talk about this play. Ancestral Anger is literally their best spell in the whole deck. That's annoying, by the way, because Swift Spear can get a very good buff even from the first one, and it doesn't lose cards. It costs very little mana, so it's just, you know, all around great value. I think we go with this man. Let's start drawing some cards, because we need to start pressuring them. And Voice of Zhalfir is great at, you know, pressuring while also getting extra value. This card is no joke. Man, this is a decent draw. I think we can cast this into this and life gain too, so we can buffer a little bit of force. And now our opponent is like, what? I need to play magic as well? I cannot autopilot my creatures with haste, with swing call. He is realizing that he is indeed a mortal being, that he might also die to damage, not only his opponents. Double fort. Alright, let's roll. Let's roll the dice. Are there any cool creatures? No lifelinkers. Listen, I'll try. Easy. But I think we still had to do it, kinda. Like, I didn't have enough so I can raise them fully. But it will be a problem. They are playing a sideboarded version against a control deck, which obviously will give them huge advantage. They also drew 2 of them in top 11 cards. So that's, even if you play 4, this is way above normal draw. We can remove 1 of them, but the second one will be a huge problem. Especially that it goes around every single sorcerer speed removal that we have. So we wouldn't lose to every normal deck, but the sideboarded version is exactly created, you know, to counter what we have. 1 Path of Prayer. Alright. But we're kinda still in the game a little bit. Let's start with Invasion, before they know what exactly we have. We life gain a bit, so we have pretty heavy life gain in this deck. Celestus together with the Cornucopia is just so much life gain, but it scales infinitely, so it won't help us at some point. We really need to raise him at some point. Okay, this is a good draw. Let's go for this. Man, we are fighting. Our opponent has never seen so many new cards in Standard in his whole life. So let's go for this one. And just if you had this crazy thought, you know, Exiling a battle doesn't transform it. Destroying as well. I tried it when the battles came out and, well, let's say it didn't work as I hoped it would. You know, Path of Peril can be good because they will draw creatures at some point, but I think we just need to live with it. Well, here we go. A strike. So they go obviously for the maximum damage. And it's good for them. Good for them. However... Okay, a land. I think we'll go with the land, right? I really want to play this. Yeah, let's go with this. Because we need the life gain. We also need to start flipping those battles as soon as possible. And on the next turn we can start attacking with, you know, and flipping those. So that should help a lot. Nope. A little bit of a problem is that we probably will have to target Slickshot. Swift Spear, alright. Let's sit, let's sit. The best way to go around his damage is to wait with the march for a maximum, you know, removal on this one token. So I'm not sure how we exactly play it. We could just kill the Slickshot, get some life, and start flipping the stuff. You know what, I'll go with it. I'm not sure if that's the winning play. We waste a little bit, but we keep more Oko tokens so they can, you know, keep us going for a moment. 4 damage to the face. So this turn he didn't really accomplish much. And we can start getting Voice of Zhalfir. Oh man, this is a really bad draw. And I cannot replay. Well, I kinda can replay it, I guess. You know what, we are going with it. But it will be a weird one. It will be a very weird one. Oh no, because if I want to play it... Okay, we do it after the combat phase. Okay, that's better. Okay, I liked it. So, we go with this. We copy this one. It doesn't matter which one. And let's start attacking. If I flip it... And that's actually a 5/5 that can draw me cards with Oko the Ringleader. I will go for it. This might be your only chance in life to see this card being flipped, my friends. Alright. Listen, with this life gain, we can go for so much longer than he normally would expect. We need to stack as much damage as possible and kill him, you know, probably in one turn. We're losing some damage here, but we get a lot of new damage. Alright, they went with it. Okay, that's kinda okay. We gain life, so that will help. And now we make more elks, because that's how you win. You know what? There's no reason to not go for this play. We will discard something, which is unfortunate. But, well, here it is. And we want to keep the big Oko, right? Because it won't have Summoning Sickness for the next turn, and we got extra elk, and we still got all the damage. So we already have 12 damage. Plotting it? Really? Alright, so they wasted a lot of damage on this. Sure. Bro. That's not how you play. This is literally the worst decision they could make. Oh man. Not as bad as this draw, but it's still a bad decision. Alright, so they will cast it on the token probably. It will make it very hard to counter it. So we probably saw 9 damage. I think we just... No, okay, I know. 6 damage here. 3 damage here. We get a very strong blocker. And a better lethal target. So we wasted 3 damage and we got 5. And this is the first time you probably seen this Paragon in Standard. Alright, let's go with this one. We flip, we get a new card. Probably something I should probably, you know, start doing, but don't worry. I know that we'll just get more lands. And we keep this card because we can cycle it. At some point. And we have 14 damage. Man, if we can win against Double Forge... Oh man, this is good card for them. So they can block a 5/5. And they are going for 2 turns. Already? Okay, so they just, for 4 mana, drew 3 cards and made a 3/2. Alright, that must be nice. And I need to start playing red for the card though. I don't have such a good one. Alright, so if we don't cast anything, we cycle this card. I think we just go full swing, right? Are there any cool creatures that I want? Slickshot is nice, but I don't have great ways to activate it. Voice of Zhalfir is good for lethal on the next turn though. So we waste 6 damage. It's still 2-turn lethal. I think we have to go like this, because then they are forced to trade. They will get a free card, but they still have 4 or 5 mana. And they need to kill me. Okay, so they went for the low value trade. Okay. We have so much mana that we can actually copy something. And flipping Celestus is a huge deal. Like, we need every extra life we have this on this turn. And we might draw something, like go for the throat, which will end the game. Oh, wishful thinking. Alright. 3, 2. So we can get all the modes. So I think they will lose, man. If you lose as mono red with double forge against the control deck, that isn't even Azorius, man. Oh my god, that was not a great play. Okay, this doesn't matter as much. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I definitely didn't click it because I was talking. It's definitely not what happened. All right. I need to go for the blockers now, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So we go like this. We will target the Paragon. We will cast this. We still live game, so that's a big deal. And let's see how much they have. Those are pure top decks, right? Because they drew those cards in last 2 turns. We gain life. We create a copy that will soak 5 damage. And this is a very good draw. I have to say, this is a very good draw. Because I knew it will be like this. That's why I played like this, alright? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And whatever they target, and I think they would win, right? I will actually count it. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 from this. No, we would still live. So yeah, let's go for the full swing. We don't need to lowball this. We don't need more value. We are winning on the next turn, and he lost. Man, that was so close. But man, I told you, a Guild Pact Paragon, the best card in Standard. Okay, he would win. With this shock on top of everything else, he would win. But now we have so much damage. And man, he lost with double forge. That's incredible. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. What a journey. Man, I feel like I played this game for 100 years. There's so much emotions going there. But I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, we are on the draw. We don't have double black, but we should draw one. Not the perfect hand, but I hope we can make it work. By the way, Invasion of Ravnica is ×1. It always comes into the opening hand, I'll tell you, man. So we have a lot of untapped green mana, so let's go with Dimir first. So we have all the colors when we need them. Here it is, on the play with the perfect card. So let's see if they're good. Oh man, if they have Adeline, this will be insanely problematic. And then we'll go with the Glade. Because we want to make sure that we don't pain ourselves. So if they go Adeline right now, this is their best possible draw and opening. You know what? I'll take it. It's a really good one, but it doesn't benefit from the ward, and that's the big deal. That's why this opening can be so insane. Like, it's nearly an auto win when you get it. Let's kill this guy. Because then there will have 2 tokens instead of a 3-drop. We don't care about the life gain, like, it absolutely doesn't matter. All that matters in Standard is playing a sweeper. And we are getting into this sweet mid game. The 4-drop will be a bit of a problem. Like, we don't have a good play, so I also need him to not have a good play. As you can see, we are kinda whiffing a little bit. So even though this is funny because we have the most 4-drops. Like, I actually cut 4-drops because there were, like, you know, too many of them. But not enough to draw them, unfortunately. Well, on the next turn we can start going off, so we will very soon stabilize the game and win it. Alright, good. Oh, a counter spell, that's huge. It could be result reinforcements, you know? Alright, so even though we have a really good situation and we could just hardcast something, why? He needs to play into the board and then we draw more cards, and every turn he doesn't play into the board, I just play more lands and I'm just happy with it. We will counter it. If they have a 2-drop, good for them, but we already cycled some cards, which will also give us some sweepers. I was literally thinking about this card. I don't think Boseiju is needed here. Like, one land should be enough. Like, you know, we will get some more. And now we are in the sweet spot. So guys, now something you probably have never seen before. Invasion of Ravnica. I literally never used this card, man. And it killed the 1/1, making our opponent's board absolutely useless right now. So let's see it. When we get Oko, we can flip it. And actually it made such a huge difference. Right now they cannot draw cards. If they had a 1-drop, or whatever it was, they could get at least one creature. So, I believe we can now go with this play, in and make our own luck, while also life gaining. Man, this is so cool. Listen, I will definitely plot a sweeper. Oh my god, oh, sweeper plotted, 3 steps ahead, ready with literally all modes, right? I think we'll have enough mana. Well, they don't have a good situation. Oh, I love it so much right now. Yep, this is an artifact, it gives me life. Alright, something you probably want to do before the combat phase, you know, with... Yeah, I think we can just play it. Man, this is just so good. And you know what? We will exile some good cards from their deck. I want to make sure that their deck suffers. Alright, that sounded so ominous. Let's go for Nightmare and Tophaeus, because that's the only way. Oh, this is the downside of playing 4 cases. I remember I played Boros, I played this kind of decks, and I remember how you hate this against control. 1 Talia. Weird build. Alright. I hope I exiled all of them. So they basically only have a vampire. So I could play this and still get 5 mana 3 steps ahead, so I mean, let's draw a card. The discard doesn't hurt them at all, but we do not care. We do not care. They have only 1 card, and here it is. Oh man, I really want to play Oko. Listen, I'm going with it. Like, this is too cool to not use. Man, this deck is amazing, I love it. Sure. It has summoning sickness, but still. So on the next turn we will be able to flip the battles, and that was the idea for the deck. Right now they will have to start defending, and there's even cool plays, more cool plays, but we'll talk about it in a second. If we cycle something, we go with this. Man, we can have so many creatures right now. So I can just kill everything, and then make an elk, or we can just attack and see what happens. I will go with this, and we'll start pressuring them. Well, that was a draw, wasn't it? Alright, that was an interesting one. That was an interesting one. Sure, let's go. We target this, and he can kill it.
You'll never guess what happens next.
You didn't hear this voice line, huh? And let's go for this guy maybe. It's a 5/5. Do we want a creature with lifelink? Well, this is actually really good. Okay, I want the creature with lifelink first. If they double block, they lose quite a lot of pressure, so I don't mind it. I do not mind it. Man, I could create a token. Man, this will be so weird, but it kinda works. But I prefer a counter spell, I think. You know what? No, we can go for it. This is the first time I ever cast it like this. But you know what? I can have something and draw some more cards. Let's go with this one. We have enough mana for now. And this is an elk. Man, we are actually winning the elk wars against this guy. And the problem for him is that when we flip, he doesn't care about the life total. Also, if he drew a, you know, a what? A creature, he can go for the case. But this is such a weird interaction. So it copied Oko, but not the Planeswalker, only the Elk with Hexproof that he was. So that's so weird, man. But we have a 3/3 with Hexproof that cannot be killed. We are at 10. But when we start flipping those, we will get the Lifelinker or even the Evangelist for, you know, our own butts. So our opponent is in a pickle. 2 cards. Infinite possibilities. Well. It seems that our opponent is very unhappy that his meta aggro lost to our Sultai with Invasion of Ravnica and Oko. And you know what? We will take it. It will be all the sweeter. Alright guys, our opponent finally woke up. So, absolutely angry red avatar. Sleeves with flames. And he forgot he's playing Magic, so I think I know what we are up against, and our hand should be really good against it. Well, how could you know? Like, it's probably just a coincidence. So when they go like this, they really hate targeted removal, because they want to play a 2-mana Slickshot or, you know, the Goblin. Alright, here's the Slickshot. And good for the, as you can see, all you need is a bunch of removal. They need to start going 2 for 1 soon. The smart play is to play another creature. I need to mask the priority, so moment. I need to be quick on this. They're testing us. That was a bad resolve on my part. I gave it absolutely away. So they aren't going for the big play. Still, I don't think we mind. So in reality, they kinda wasted the Slickshot, which is one of the best cards. They got some damage, but it's not too much damage. Man, this will be very important later. I need to have all the removal open. This is the turn he wants a creature. They really care about this 1/1 counter. And they really want to cast this on something. Here's the Godric. Absolutely lovely. Alright. Pretty smart by them, but our draw is full of removal, and that's the only thing you ever need in Standard. See? Do you see this mythic master on my part? So, what we'll do, I need to make sure that I remember the card right. At the beginning, up to 1 target land. Flying haste. Okay, it has haste, so that's a good thing. We need to get this extra hit. Man, this is actually pretty cool, because we can take the Reef. It's a little bit, you know, weaker than usually. Do I want to mill him? It doesn't really make a difference. It makes more difference if I mill him. I should probably mill myself. Okay, so let's mill myself, because he has some synergies. I had 3 lands on top. If I didn't mill, I would lose. That was literally 3 next turns, man. I would get 0 value. Oh man, that would be so huge. Let's see if they want and can kill this, because we can draw those cards every turn. And so far I see only Lightning Strike mana, but nothing more. They also cannot attack with Kumano, it seems. Alright, and we untapped. Listen, let's see it. I will go with the River this time. I don't really care about the Smear, so it felt like a good idea, but for this particular game it's not a big deal. Yep, new cards. And do we want to block? Yeah, probably, because he has so few cards that we can probably go for the throat whatever he plays as a creature. And this is our card advantage. Also, it scales very quickly. And here we go with our big plays. I honestly think we go with Reef. We keep Otawara and go for the throat. If we play Oko now, we have a 6/6 in board basically. That's a big deal. The problem is that they can go a little bit all in, but they only have 1 card. Let's go. I think this is the turn to play it. Especially that the faster we play it, the faster we get the value. Bro, do you want to counter spell my Planeswalker with your Mountains? Or do you let it resolve? Yep, that's what I thought. Alright, we could cycle cards, but why? If we can get an instant 3-3, they will be so good at blocking Kumanos. They don't have too many buff spells, and if they don't use it immediately, bro, like, I'll tell you, just Mono Red being Mono Red. They don't remember they are playing this game, they absolutely forgot. Triggers are a mystery to them. Alright, so this is important that right now Kumanos don't flip, which will change on the next turn, and they only have one card. I think this is the new draw. Face. Face is always the place, right? Do we want to draw more cards with the birds? Man, we can actually, so this is 4, 7, 10, 13 damage. I'm close to lethal, but it won't be enough. If I copy the bird, I think we might do it. Alright, show me the damage. Show me how good at magic you are. Oh wow. Isn't that a prime mono red player right there? So they attacked and they gave up after we didn't do anything. Alright guys, we are going second, but with Path of Peril, so we can kill all those red things. Like, I'm not sure what we are playing against, but I know it will be red and it will be trying to kill me. Let's go for the green mana, even though we don't need one. But we will need double black on turn 3, right? Yep. Our opponent is already Gandalfing their burn to the face. Oh boy, man, standard is insane. Like, it's only aggro. It's only aggro. So what we will do, long goodbye on this one. Yeah, they have to invest something like onto the creature before the attack phase, or the combat phase, should I say. Yep, go for it. What's the worst that can get? They don't have green mana. That's fine. So they get some value, but they still lose the card. And, you know, they basically have only this 2-2. And look at their cards. Their gameplay has already ended, basically. Which is fun when you think about it. I think this could be pretty good. So it's either this or March. Listen, we are at 18. They need to kill us from here. Oh, I'm so sad. I wanted to use it. Like, this is the card. Oh, this would be such a bad thing if something killed it. So as you can see, they can try to protect and kinda make a new creature, but they still lose 2 for 1, and the 2-2 is not enough, you know, to carry the whole game. Well, that was a great Magic experience. Let's go to the serious game. Or maybe we should go to the outro to talk about the deck a little bit more. And I really enjoyed it, man. Like, Invasion of Ravnica was not the idea for the deck, but then I started looking at the cards, what are the good battles, because the battles have really good synergy with the deck thanks to Voice of Zhalfir basically, but also they have one thing in common. They're basically a haste creatures without, you know, clear interaction from your opponent. Like, they need instant removal against those, and it gets even harder with Oko due to the hexproof. And they have really nice damage as well, especially late game. Like, you have, you know, a huge land that keeps drawing cards, and that is a big difference because you can flip the battles very easily. So that means suddenly Invasion of Amonkhet is not only a card advantage for 3 mana, suddenly it's also a 4/4 that potentially can have all the abilities. Especially lifelink is a big deal, and things like Shrouded, if you copy it, you can even go for a tally sometimes or something. But the whole point is that I wanted battles, and Invasion of Ravnica kinda fit in. I thought, man, if there's ever a deck I will use it in, it's this one, because when you go in the backside, you get basically a card roll similar to Atraxa, but you get only one card, and it has to be multicolored, only 2 colored. So this actually, I started looking at the deck, and man, I actually have what, 7, 8, 11. I had 12 because I removed the fourth one. So it's actually a statistically always be a hit. So that means that the Paragon makes sense in this deck, especially that the toughness on the battle is not too high, not really toughness, defense counters, but yeah, it's actually easy to flip. I would prefer it to be 3, so we can, use the elk thing, but, we need to work harder a little bit, makes sense, and it just gives you so much value. I wanted to go higher on the make your own luck, because the card is super sweet, especially that we basically play Deadly cover-ups as our main sweeper, so this is a really good deal. On the, you know, rough side, we don't have Memory Deluge, so this is a big decision, but with cards like 3 Steps Ahead, Oko, you know, Voice of Zhalfir, Make Your Own Luck, Invasion of Amonkhet, that gives you basically a 3-for-1 in a way. You know, you get so much value in this deck. Also, I wanted to have some manlands because they're pretty good to copy them with the Voice of Zhalfir, because there are still creatures that are attacking and the trigger goes through, especially from the cottage. Like Reef, sometimes it works, but you know, depends on the deck. I mean, it won us the game by, you know, getting out the flute out of the way. So this is a big part of the deck. Of course, we need a lot of removal and some control over the game to just, you know, stay alive and protect our stuff. But also I like the combination of this artifact together with Celestus. The life gain you get from it was enough to out-heal the Forge on turn 3 and 4, so that's insane. This is also one of the added benefits from the deck. You have so many multi-core spells that every turn you gain 2 life, and that's really hard to burn. Like, don't forget the Lightning Helix, that is one of the best ever cards against the aggro. Life gains 3. If you life gain 2, it's kinda the same effect on different card, and you have this on every card. So this is surprisingly powerful, especially that you kinda need this ramp to go into the 5-drop as soon as possible. You want, like, this is also a 5-drop. If you have this 2 extra mana to draw cards, it smooths your gameplay so much more. You don't want to go 1-for-1, you want to go multiples for 1, because that's another card advantage, especially in a deck that doesn't run Memory Deluge, so you cannot go, you know, the easy way. You need to work for the value. That's why we also play Celestus, so we not only life gain, but we can also cycle some cards. You can cycle cards with Oko, but from my experience, it's very hard to cast Oko, make it survive, and also have open mana for the removal. So I usually just play it on the empty board, go for a 3-3, and hope that our opponent cannot kill it in 1 turn. And that means you get another 3-3, and it's probably already so worth it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. This is a super weird deck. Oh, alright, like the results. We went 4-3, which means that we're at like 57% win rate. And honestly, I'm super happy because that means, and we played nearly only meta aggro decks, that means we can beat the meta with this deck, and the build is so fun and so weird that I think if you are bored with Azorius, Esper, Orzhov, this is probably the next thing to, you know, just chew on a little bit and enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and share the video if you want to support Sultai and the channel. And yeah, I hope you had a great fun, guys. See you tomorrow.